Gary, you know what? This this scrolling thing, I'm finding people are just zipping through, myself included, zipping through phones now. I guess our patience level has dropped. What do you think?
I couldn't agree more. And I think that we're losing something as a part of that because people don't read. I've said this for a while, and whenever I say this to an academic person, they shudder and say I'm wrong. And reading is just as important as it always was. Well, I believe reading is important, but I don't think people are taking the time to fully comprehend what's being said because it's everything's got to be in a sound bite. Everything's got to be in something that's short and sweet. And I think that this is where AI can help because you can take a long-winded topic and punch it up a bit and make it shorter, but people don't necessarily get the nuances. So I'm finding when I work with people and they're presented with a stack of paper, even people that are adults. I'm working with some people that own property and they're leasing some units, and they've leased units for years. I did up the lease form, and long story short, they're sitting there like they've never seen it before. Well, it's the same lease that we've used for years, but they've not really paid attention. Now, because there's everything goes so fast, they're stopping to say, I got to look at this. And they're asking questions of, the same thing that's always been. I'm not someone that's going to change something on the fly. That's just not my style and do it behind their back. But I think in general, as you're going through, and if you're buying a house or selling a house, you've got to slow down to comprehend the documents. Um,
Yeah.
I know that there are documents that I put out there that are just freaking a CYA that someone in the industry had a problem, and so we've got a new form. So I've got to explain what that form is and why it's there and everything else. At the same time, I don't think that helps people really. It's a CYA. I think
Well,
what people need is to understand what they're buying, what their options are to, if they need to get out of it, which, as you know, at a certain point, there is no getting out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's important to distinguish, but the forms that are included that are more disclaimers or compliance, or there's a lot of, as you would put it, CYA forms out there. Even in our disclosures that go out, they're a pretty thick package. Now, that being said, the entire industry has moved to electronic disclosures to save people time. What does that mean? Well, it means that, yeah, you can flip through and you don't have to sign every page like in the old days where we would send you a phone book and you'd get writer's cramp by the time you were done. However, it's important that you walk through those disclosures slowly and basically make notes of the ones that you have questions on. And for someone like me, I make a point to go through the important disclosures and things like the loan estimate. These are your closing costs. This is what you're going to expect at closing. This is what this term means. This is what that term means. Because a lot of the terms are technical. Title insurance. Why is there two title insurances? Well, one is lenders, one is owners. Owners is optional. Things like that. And so it's important to, I think, walk to number one, force yourself. And I have to do this with other things. I end up rereading when I get a document, or even an article sometimes. I'm so used to scanning quickly because of scrolling. I have to slow myself down and reread it and say, just read it slowly so you get the whole thing.
So, we're recording this on a tool that we could slow down the voice. It's not what you have in mind.
That is not what I had in mind. It's more slowing your brain down because we're all used to running at 100 miles a minute and we've got things to do and places to go. And what's the important thing here? I'm going to get it quick and I'm going to move on.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Gary.